All right, so we're finally live. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
All right, so welcome everyone. So we are doing this live session on the occasion of World Mental Health, and today, okay, today we are joined by Divyadeep ma'am. She's a counseling psychologist. She's a graphologist. Um, she's a life coach, and she provides her services to couples, kids, and different corporate events. And yeah, she analyzes the body language and handwriting. Um, and she does the personality analysis. Then she also does something called hypnographer therapy. Ma'am, it's a new term even for me, so would definitely like you to elaborate
Yes.
during the session. Uh, so ma'am is also a writer. She blogs, and she has been practicing graphology. She uses these tools to discover people's fears, aspirations, and the SWOT, like your strength and weaknesses. She also conducts classes, and yeah, I think we will get to know more as we go ahead with the session.
Absolutely.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much for giving this beautiful introduction. First of all, I welcome all the viewers on this mental health awareness day. And I'm so glad that something like this has been initiated by your team, really, because this is the need of an hour, and we need to be aware about our mental health, and we need to understand what mental health can do and what impact does it create on our life. So first, again, thank you so much for taking this initiative and making me part of this wonderful group.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thanks to you for joining, for the patience, and for your time. So, ma'am, shall we start?
Yeah.
All right. So let us start with the very first question.
Right.
Yeah, for our viewers who don't have the background of psychology, and yeah. So, what is your general idea of mental health, ma'am?
Right. I call it psychological well-being. Now, why I call it psychological well-being? Because of course I'm from the psychology background, and I feel that if you are right here, if you're sorted here, you will see that other areas or other aspects of your life would be sorted. Even if a person is not well, a person who is going through chronic disease, you know why that person is able to bounce back, or why that person is able to heal? Because he's emotionally strong, because he's strong here, he's mentally strong, and that is why the healing process takes up. Otherwise, if that person would give up mentally, emotionally, then even the medicines, even the treatments would not work on that person. So that is why mental health is the most integral and fundamental ingredient of person's life. And that is the reason why it is given so much importance, that there is a day that is created for that purpose, because your mental well-being, psychological well-being affects all other areas of your life. And mental health isn't just about absence of mental health problems. Being mentally or emotionally healthy is much more than being free of depression, anxiety, or psychological issues. When you have a solid mental health, doesn't mean you never go through bad times or experiences or emotional problems. We all go through disappointments. Anybody's life you look into, we all will be facing challenges, stress. We all will be facing disappointments. But the ability to bounce back, how resilient we are, is what matters. And it is what mental health is. It is just not mere about mental disorders, but how strong, how mentally fit you are, how psychologically well you are to handle all these situations. Because all these problems would be are inevitable. They will be part of your life till your last breath. So you need to understand and learn the art of facing these challenges and the stress in day-to-day life. That is what mental health is. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay. And ma'am, when you are counseling people,
Yeah.
and just like you said, mental health is not just about um, absence of mental illness.
Yeah.
So I would like to know some general issues that you come across and counsel apart from only mental illness.
So, okay. As a counselor, what happens? There are two, three things that I have faced in my experience in the journey of last 15 years. Firstly, people are still withholding their emotions. So, if there's something happened with a person in the school time, maybe when the person was 11-year-old, 12-year-old, the impact of that incident is still visible when that person reaches 30-year-old. The traumas are not released. The person is still into that zone, whatever happened, whatever breakdown has happened, and they're still carrying it. As a result, I see that people are losing self expression. Why most of us are not able to express ourselves completely? Why do you think people lack clarity? Because they're still entangled in their thoughts. They're still into that zone, the breakdown that has happened. And as a result, it impacts their personality. Their potential level comes down, their self-esteem level comes down. So many handwriting I analyze where I see that people do not have good self-esteem. They're losing self-confidence. And what do? They look for validation outside. So there is no self-introspection. They look for validation. So even if I'm doing a wonderful job, if I do not get validated by my peers, by my family, by my friends, I don't get that enthusiasm because I'm not being confident in myself. I'm not being self-confident. And that is the major problem that I see when I go to. People do not have self-belief. They lack self-belief to a level that, as a result, they have that impact on other areas of their life also. And when you have lack of self-belief, relationships will be definitely not sorted because you're not even loving yourself. How can you expect people to love you? So these are the major problems that I see people with lot of self-expression, no self-esteem, no self-belief. And yes, that is a major cause why so many people have brilliant ideas, but how many of them actually take action? Because it all begins here. When it comes in taking action, everybody step back. Right? And people are not even having positive outlook towards life. They are always judgmental, they're always in their doubt. For example, let me do this. You look wonderful today. And I love the specs that you're wearing. That really suits you, by the way. Yeah. But I think that there is some problem with your nose. Really. I think something is not right with your nose. Right? What happens? I give you 3 compliments and I did not even comment. I just told you that something wrong with your nose. By the way, you have wonderful nose. Right? The first thing when this session gets over, you would go and what you would check in the mirror is your nose. What was wrong with my nose? Is everything fine? And what about the 3-4 compliments that I gave you? It does not exist. So we are always in that situation of self-doubt. And I, as a life coach, as a handwriting analyst, as a counselor, I help them to start believing in themselves. And then when you start believing in yourself, there will be a different level of energy. Your life condition improves. And then your entire perception of how you live life, how you take decisions changes. So the core of everything starts with yourself. What you want to, and that awareness. Long on other days, like initially parents people बोलता था you need to go to see a counselor. It's like, what? Are you mad or what? Are you insane? That kind of attitude people used to have. But now things are changed. People are going to life coaching. People are going to counselors because they know the importance that this thing, they're getting aware that I need to sort my life. Something is wrong. Getting into that awareness is very important. Yeah.
Yes. So, ma'am, a quick question followed by this. from one of our viewers. We actually have a lot of people who are artists, and they're into like self-expression.
Yeah.
They would write vlogs, or share the stuff on social media.
Hmm.
So, it's like you said, that one comment, it gets stuck like in
Yes.
the head.
Yes.
So, I mean, once people they start getting that attention and all, but still that thing is there.
Yeah.
So, any tip particularly to that, like pertaining to social media comments and all?
Right. Right. Absolutely. How do you take criticism is very important. How you take feedback. So there is a difference between criticism and feedback. Right? They're two different terms. If you'll be taking it as criticism, it will have a negative impact. Oh my God. It's like I gave you a comment, maybe. You maybe would have taken it as a criticism. Okay, how can she tell something about my nose? That is one way of looking. The other way of looking is, okay, so she gave me a feedback. I think I should check on with my nose. And still, if you find that there's nothing wrong with your nose, I think that was fine, but I did give a thought about it. So it is how you perceive it. Do you want to take it as criticism, and do you want to take it as feedback? So feedbacks are always powerful. Like even at this age, I love to take feedbacks. Okay, tell me what went wrong. Where should I improve? So that is one way of looking. And we should always be open to feedbacks, but don't take criticism. So you have to change your mindset, change your perception on how it comes to you. That is, I always say that, never say, I have problems in my life. Says, I have challenges in my life. Because your words are very powerful. The kind of usage of words creates some subconscious effect. We should be very particular about the choice of words. Yeah. So it is like all your perception, how you want to take it. And when you take it as a feedback, it definitely has a positive.
Yes. So, ma'am, a question followed by this is that, just like you said about the words, and so if I'm not wrong, in graphology also you train to use words in a certain way, is it?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that. So
Yes.
graphology is a very, very interesting phenomenon. It is a modern form of psychology where looking into the spacing, the slant, size, pressure, the strokes, I can tell about person's personality. So it is very simple phenomenon. When we all were young, when we all were kids, we all learned cursive handwriting. You, me, our viewers, everybody. But what happened? As we grew, our handwriting started to change. Like your handwriting, my handwriting, and everybody's handwriting is completely different. And by the way, I'm sharing a fact here. Your handwriting is as unique as your fingerprint. So your handwriting cannot be pushed. It is your handwriting. So it is as unique because it is a reflection of the subconscious mind. What happened? When our personality started evolving, our handwriting started to change. And whatever is there in your subconscious mind, it gets on the paper. So that is what graphology is all about. And how it helps me, whenever a client comes to me, I make them write, and just having glance of their handwriting, I can come to know whether this person is emotional, judgmental, logical, what is the thinking pattern, what is the emotional intensity. So around 110 personality can be analyzed. Health problems can be identified through handwriting. And now there's a very interesting phenomenon which I'm going to introduce here is graphotherapy. So now graphotherapy is a reverse process wherein you consciously change your handwriting in order to change your personality. That is very interesting. Graphotherapy is generally, for example, if I see that a person is going to low self-esteem, or when I see that a person has a very sensitive to criticism, then I suggest them to make alphabets, to write alphabets in a certain way. And when they start practicing it, within 40 days, they will see that there are changes that are coming to their personality. That is very powerful and that is very scientific. That is called graphotherapy, because your hands, it gives signals to your arm, and then it gives signals to your brain, and then your personality starts growing. So that is graphotherapy. So this is what graphology is all about. And yes, of course, I generally say this to everyone, that please do write. We are into the digital world. but do not lose the opportunity to write. Whenever you write, you actually manifest it. You're actually making it register on your subconscious mind. So, like whatever your goals, your visions, your determinations are, just make them right. Every day, make it a habit. 20 days, you will give time to yourself and write whatever is coming, whatever you experience, whatever you're going through, whatever you're learning. When you write it, you just register it in your subconscious. That is the power of your writing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, ma'am, can I say that graphology is like very important tool for conditioning, like whatever the
Yes.
habits that we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can overcome your strength, you can overcome your fears, you can, create new strengths by just changing your handwriting. That powerful it is. And it is also very scientific. It all depends on, it's like driving a car. When you learn to drive a car, you need to use conscious effort. You have to change the gear, you have to manage it, you have to, put the brake. But after some time, it becomes very automatic process. It goes into autopilot mode, where you know when to change the gear, when to put the brake. It all comes subconsciously. Same way, when we started learn to write when we were young, when we were kids, it was so conscious. Making an A, making a B, C, D was used to be a task. But now look at us. The flow is so consistent. We just write it, we just dictate, and we just start writing because it has become part of your subconscious habit now. That is why handwriting or graphology is very, very powerful.
Yeah. So, ma'am, if someone is facing an issue and there is no immediate, mental health help available to them, can they turn to their like handwriting and
So, so just for the viewers today, I can give one tip. If you see there when you write T, small T letter, there'll be a T stem and a T bar. So when you raise your T bar on the top, that means you're raising your self-confidence, self-esteem level, risk-taking ability. So this is what I recommend to everybody, that always raise your T bars. And even when you start doing it, you will realize that self-confidence level is going high.
okay,
Yeah.
so to increase T bars?
Yeah. Actually really do wonders.
Yes. Um, Ma'am, so handwriting we see it's a very important tool.
Yeah.
What are other mental health practices that people can start including their own lifestyle, and also because now it's a situation where mental health like really matters, and things are getting
Yeah.
influenced. So yeah, what are the practices that people should include in their daily lives?
All right. So, see, first of all, we are into the pandemic now, and take it as a blessing, because earlier we never got time to sit with ourselves, think about all these things. But right now, we are given this time. We have to make use of this time. So I always see this. Right now we are into the digital world where everything is available for us to us free of cost. Like even if it is knowledge, even if it is something interesting, we have time to do creative things, everything, to take advantage of the time that has been given to you. So I would say that the new realities of working from home, favoring unemployment, homeschooling of children, there is lack of physical contact with other family members and colleagues. So you have to take time to get used to it and adapting to this new lifestyle changes, managing the fear and fear about the virus, and also people who are vulnerable, thinking about them. I think fortunately there are things that we can do to look after our own mental health and to help others who may need some extra support and care. So some tips and advices that I find very useful is, first of all, self monitoring is very important. I know right now we do not have to go to offices or colleges. So
Yeah.
we will definitely have this choice to go for procrastination and just avoid. I know we are ending up binge watching, we are ending up sleeping more. So you have to self monitor and have a routine. Keep up a daily routine as far as possible or make new one. Right? Get up and go to bed at similar times. Keep up with your personal hygiene. Eat healthy meals. So earlier we used to give this excuses that we have to go out, so we are having outside food. Right now it is time for you have healthy food. Exercise regularly. Why it is said? Because it releases a chemical which is called endorphins, which is a happy hormone, which makes you happy, which is good, which is very essential for your mental well-being. So yes, at least give 30 minutes. Go for a brisk walking. Anything that suits you. Allocate time for working and time for resting. Make time for doing things you enjoy. All these years we had this excuse that we are busy. No, we do not have time. We take travel so much. Travel takes 2 hours, 3 hours. Make that time to do something that you like. It is important to do something that is creative. And keep asking yourself, what is your purpose of life? Is your purpose of life doing 9 to 5 job or working from home or doing the study that you want to do? Or there is something else that gives you that fulfillment, that you're passionate about? Get yourself involved. If you like drawing, if you like cooking, if you like anything that is creative, something that you enjoy. And when you start doing it, you will see. Like I also mentioned the power of words. To start using words in your communication, stop, avoid using negative words. And of course, I always say this to everyone: meditation. This is the time, absolute the right time for you to indulge into spiritual practices or any kind of meditation that suits you. Just so many meditations available on even YouTube. Like every day, I only search for 5 new meditations and what is new that is coming up. So yes, and there's so many good videos available. Instead of this is what I recommend. Instead of wasting 2 hours, 3 hours on watching something unproductive, get into something that gives you value, so that you have a takeaway. Even if you're attending a session, it will give you a value. It will give you a takeaway. And right now, we are into the platform where it is easily available. Why can't we take use of that? So when you do all these things, you will see that your mental well-being is, and so learning is a continuous process. It is not that you did for 1 day, 2 day, and you just lose it. Every morning you have to get up and you have to start working on yourself, because if there'll be one challenge over, tomorrow you will come up with another challenge. So every day you have to prepare yourself. That is so. Yes, I think these are my advices on that can be followed.
Yeah. Ma'am, question on this is that now that we all have time and we have the reason, like a pandemic to blame on, actually we really have a great opportunity. So, so many people are struggling with the consistency
Yeah.
and the lethargy, and not being like make people are making plans.
Yeah.
For like what I have seen. So, are there any tips that would help people to be consistent with their habits?
Okay. In psychology, we say it. What is the motivation factor? What is reinforcement? So let me ask you: if you want to lose weight, or if you want to increase weight, what is your motivation? If your motivation is to fit into a certain dress, that again the second day you will lose it. So when you have higher purpose, when you have bigger purpose, that why I want to lose weight, because I want to be healthy as a person, because this is a choice that I have to make, because I have to make it a lifestyle habit. When you have a bigger motivation factor, then you will be more consistent whatever you do. So have bigger purpose. Like I just mentioned, ask these questions. Are you happy with your job? Are you happy with what you're doing? And you have to repetitively ask this question: what is my purpose of life? And when you keep introspecting more and more, your motivation, your self motivation will be more to do certain things, to do something productive. Take a cause. Like I love the way you have this community who is standing for a cause. Take a bigger purpose. All what happens, we are only stuck in our problems, my challenges, my life, my stress, my problems. But when you look outside, there is more suffering in the world. Take a cause that you want to stand for. And when you take a responsibility, then you will see that your motivation and all these factors, all the reasons that you're giving will just fade away, and you will become unreasonable. So find that one mission in your life that makes you unreasonable. Like for me, handwriting analysis or graphology is my passion that makes me unreasonable. I can go down to 2 o'clock at night and do handwriting analysis, because that is what I stand for. That is what my passion is. So find that thing. And when you find that, when you find good motivation factors, you'll see all these reasons will just fade away.
Ma'am, one question about you, that how did you know that, handwriting analysis is something like I can go on for, like what was the point? Yeah.
It was very interesting. I did this course 15 years back in Bangalore. And then, yes, I was very happy with the science. I was very amused with the science. And then I started practicing. Then I started my job and everything. But I realized I was not focusing on that job. Matlab, whenever I used to go for work, there was not a zest. I never used to feel motivated. Wow, I'm going to office today. But whenever I used to analyze a handwriting, I used to get that wow factor. Oh my God, I am analyzing a handwriting. So I analyzed it. I mean, what is happening? I mean, I'm working for a living and that is not giving me motivation. Whereas I just get a handwriting sample and it just uplifts my energy. Then I realized, I started doing events. When I realized that morning 8 o'clock I used to start, I used to end by 1 o'clock, and I never used to get tired. So then this is what I made. This is what my passion is. So everybody has that passion. Maybe you have to ask this to yourself. What is my passion? What makes me? What excites you even 2 in the night? What excites you to get up 4 in the morning and do? It can be anything. It can be even playing badminton, dancing, recording your own videos, whatever. Whatever makes you happy, do it. When you do it, the other challenges also they just fade in, and you will feel so fulfilled. So when I go off to sleep, I have the fulfillment that I did something that I really wanted to do. And then the best part about getting into enlightenment is that I was able to transform life. I was able to connect to people which I always wanted to. I was able to connect to their problems. So I told you, when you have bigger purpose, all these problems just fade away.
Yes. Um, and ma'am, if as a student, if I want to learn graphology or become a analysis, so do I need to have like control over my have the good handwriting first, and yeah, what do I need to
So,
do?
okay. So, first of all, again, a very interesting fact here. There is no term called good handwriting or bad handwriting. The term is actually legible handwriting, illegible handwriting. So, if I am able to see what you have written, I'm able to read it, it is legible. If I'm not able to read what you have written, it is illegible. Right? Anybody who is above 16 can do the course, can learn graphology, can learn handwriting analysis. Do not have to change your handwriting. But if you need to change certain traits in your handwriting, then you have to change certain alphabets. That's it. And when you learn that, you will realize that there are changes in your personality as well.
Okay, so basically, many of us criticize our own handwriting.
Yeah.
There's no good or bad handwriting.
So there's so this is the fact. In the field of graphology, there is no term called good or bad. It is legible or illegible. So I mean, just look into your handwriting. You're able to read, that means it is legible. If you're not able to read, then there is a question that you need to ask. And like, okay, fine, I need to make it legible. That's it.
Yeah. And ma'am, how about typing? Like a lot of us, instead of writing with our hands, we are using the cell phone or
Yeah.
computer and we are typing it out. So how does it affect
Uh,
the?
okay. So let me ask it. So what is your experience when you type anything? So for example, tell me your experience with life when you type it. How will you feel? You're just typing it. But if I ask you to write it, you will give a thought. Your emotions would come up. When you write, it's like you mentioned, you will feel the difference that you're getting more connected when you're writing your experience of life when you're actually writing it rather than just typing it. And this is a experiment that everybody can do. Ask this question, my experience of life. One paragraph, type it, and one paragraph, the same paragraph, write it on paper. You will immediately feel the difference if you are feeling more connected when you're writing. Because as I mentioned, when you write, you're registering in your subconscious mind and you're also manifesting it. So every day I write my goal. I still do that. What things to do. I never have a checklist or things. I just write. These are the things I need to do. So when I write, it automatically gets me. And you must have experience. When you write, you have a better memory. You can it gets absorbed in your memory. Instead, when you're writing, the words gets absorbed. Why do you think we were able to write today? Because throughout our life we were giving exams. We were writing exams. We were not typing exams. And
Yes.
because we are writing exams, we are able to have in our memory. So that is
Yes. So, ma'am, should we say that people who write, like, they like to share their writings on social media and all, can we suggest them to write it on the piece of paper first
yes,
and then move it out?
absolutely, absolutely. Why don't you write it, click a picture, and then post it? And it does have a better impact. Also, if you see in terms of in technical terms, if you type, the alphabets are not connected, but when we write in cursive, the alphabets are connected. That is why when you also see it, your thoughts also get connected to that writing. So it's a very powerful phenomenon. Your thoughts also connected because your alphabets are connected. When you type, the alphabets are not connected, so your thoughts do not get connected so easily. That is.
Wow. Uh, um, so, ma'am, I would like to ask you if like I'm trying to find my purpose. I'm trying to work on myself and everything.
Yeah.
How do you think the surrounding would affect my definitions, my goals, and the way I function?
Absolutely, there are a lot of environmental and social factors that affect your belief system. So, how we are born as babies. We are just born as a new system which does not have anything. Like as we start putting into data, the system starts getting more and more information. And that is the reason when too much information is loaded on the system gets hanged. Same happens with human beings. As we take birth, we are so fresh. We have nothing in our mind. We do not know what this is. But as we grow, we start acquiring experiences, our family's tradition, culture, everything, and that information starts getting in. As a result, when too much information comes, then our personality starts to change. Our belief system starts to change, starts to form, and that is how we emerge as the person that we are. तभी बोलते हैं that adulthood में whatever you learn, whatever it has an impact on what kind of shape you give to your personality. So that happens, but the foremost important thing is now since you want to have focus, get into that awareness what you want. Get into when you get into awareness what you want. Check yourself. What needs to be done. You need to have clarity here. You need to have clarity here. And when you're clear, just like I told you, when you have belief in yourself, other things will actually not matter. If you stand by it, that, this is the cause that I stand for, then whatever happens around you will not have an impact on you. To an extent, it could be otherwise. But if you have self doubt, you will not believe in yourself, then even minor, ripple that will be created outside will have an impact. Will immediately. So I tell this, be more open. Surround yourself with positive people, and most importantly, practice positive self-talk. Always give the self. You need to have the internal dialogue that you have with yourself. It needs to be positive. Start giving motivation to yourself. Why do you think that you need outside motivation? Motivation should be here, right? Get into any that is I always recommend that getting into spiritual practice is very important because spirituality leads you deeper into yourself. Then the external things will not level it should. Yeah.
Um, so, ma'am, can I say that this pandemic situation is rather a greater opportunity because
Yes.
I'm not getting out external triggers like the exposure or the factor that like people who comment or people who
Yes.
criticize. I really have the freedom. So
And then you also have the time to introspect. You're having time to think about yourself, what you want, what is your passion. It is a blessing in disguise, really. I take it. So for me, pandemic is not a breakdown. Pandemic is actually a breakthrough. What? So, again, this is all about your perception. Are you taking it as a breakdown or a breakthrough? Are you taking it as an opportunity or as a reason for not doing anything? So that is your choice. You have to make certain choices. It is all about choices that you make. So take it as an opportunity. Wow, I have got into this zone. What? How does this get any better? How can I make this better? When you start giving these affirmations, these phrases, you will see opportunities will come your way. There are people who are actually making more money, who are advancing themselves in this pandemic. They are examples. People who have actually lost their jobs are finding new opportunities, are finding their new niche and what they want to do. So yes, take it as an opportunity.
yeah. Ma'am, one question we have got. Okay. Uh, so for couples, you said that like you have to find your purpose, and you have to work on yourself.
Yeah.
But the mental health, that balance and that, how do couples deal with that? Like, because they are stuck at home, and working from home, and it's a constant cycle. So, any tips for couples? Because I mean, you work with
Yeah.
couples as well, so that's why.
All right. Okay. So with couples, I give this example. When, like, these are two people in a couple, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if you're focusing on each other, then there will be clashes. But if your focus is and you're walking parallelly, then there'll be no clash. So I'm not saying when you start focusing on your partner, then things start to take different direction. Then there are conflicts. Then there are relationships that are getting toxic. But when you have a purpose, when both of them have a purpose, ऐसा नहीं हो कि एक पर्सन का पर्पस है दूसरे का पर्पस बी पर्सन है तो नहीं है. Both of them have a purpose and they're walking on the life path parallelly. Then yes, they are companions, but at the same time their focus is different. So that way you will see that there's a minimum conflict. And also as a partner, you need to understand and acknowledge respect purpose of your partner. Very important. You cannot be fame on this that whatever you're thinking is wrong. Respect and acceptance. Okay, fine. I agree, and I'm right there with you on whatever path you choose. So that will give them a support, acceptance, and they will perform better. They'll be more effective. So you have to make a choice what kind of partner you want to be. Do you want to be a partner who is more welcoming, more giving, or you want to be a toxic partner? So when you went, we just, day before yesterday, we had a discussion on toxic relationship. So when a partner gets the worst out of you, when a partner makes you vulnerable, that means that is time for you to realize that you are into toxic relationship and it is time for you to move on. Right? So yes, so you need to understand whether the person with whom you're spending your life or your partner is being that support or is draining you down. Once you have the answer, you know what kind of partner you're looking for. Yeah. I'm not able to. Sorry, not able to hear you.
Ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, ma'am, apart from couples, we also have a very important population stuck in home, that is kids.
Yeah.
Like I think they have been like impacted, poor kids. So, like schools, they are not able to meet their friends, and they're around their parents, and like a lot of things, like are out of their control,
Yeah.
being kid. And even parents are clueless about what is the right way or right method to deal with that, and even kids are getting ignorant. So Yeah. Do you have any tips for that, like for parenting and let the kid can excel? Like how kids should like excel in this situation?
So, if you're talking about kids, I think parents have a major and the most important role here to play, and they have to be their friends, which I tell just to by the courses that I take for teenagers that parents have to be their kids' friends. Make sure that they are comfortable in the environment, even if they're staying at home with them. The moment they will get into that zone that parents are being strict, being restrictive, and then what happens? Parents are always on phone, and then they tell their children, "Oh, do not be on phone. Your screen time should be less." Well, at the same time, they are the ones who are spending more time. So, what example are you creating for your kids? You are asking your kid not to do something that you are doing every day. That is the perception you're giving to your kid. So that a relationship between the parent and the child is very crucial and very soft. So it is important that instead of being commanding, you need to be more accommodating. So you do not have to have command. Instead, why like this is a time have family times together. Watch a cartoon movie with them. So let's have a cartoon movie or a animated movie. Let's have popcorn together. This is a time that will create bond between parent and child. You need to give them that comfort that they require. When you start doing it, you will realize. And even like there are times if the child says, I want to have junk food, it is okay to give them junk food once in a week, twice a week. You cannot be so strict about it. But the child also knows that my parents are also living and they understand my needs. When a child feels so, he feels secure with his parents, and that is why the child will open up. Why do you think children do not open up with their parents? Because they do not find that comfort. So as a parent, it is your responsibility to give that comfort to your kids so that they can come up to you. That they do not, without even second thought, you are the first person that they come and share. That mom, dad, this is what I'm going through. I go through cases where so many children, like especially adults, who have gone through child abuse, sexual abuse, they have still not opened up to their parents. They do not have the courage. They never found that comfort, and that has impacted their personality so much. And because of that one reason, the relationship with their parents, even when they're 35-year-old, is not cordial, is not harmonious. They are not opening up to their parents. So since the beginning, it's a parent's responsibility to ensure that the child is getting comforted in sharing without even second thought, so that he can come, even if that child grows a teenager, when he has his first smoke, when he has his first alcohol, he can come and share. Mom, I just had my first drink of life. And the parent should be acceptable about it with the kind of environment. You cannot have that stereotype right now. When you start shifting your mindset, definitely the relationship between parents and children improves so much.
And ma'am, any tips for you know making kids more expressive, like using this time to um, making them expressive and letting them
Yeah,
be in touch with their emotions?
exactly. So, right now, anyways, the school pressure is not there, so children are anyways having good time. But at the same time, make sure that they're indulging into something productive, something creative that I also mentioned. It is important. When you creative, what are you doing? You're actually expressing yourself. What happens when you dance? What happens when you sing? What happens when you actually do a painting? It is also kind of expression. So when a child also indulges into things that he likes doing, he's expressing himself. So even in a day, if the child is doing something which is unproductive, it is okay. Give him 2 3 hours that he does something that he likes. That is that adds on the expression value in his life. So all these things, even if that child likes to play outdoor, whatever that makes him express himself. So all whatever I'm talking about, it is all kind of expression. So then they will be more expressive, and they also will experience freedom. Whenever you experience freedom, you become more self-expressive. That way. I again lost your voice.
Okay. So, ma'am, we have seen, like you have told us about like, what can kids do, what can couples do, and how it is affecting, individual and
Yeah.
partners. Um, Apart from that, can you specifically mention some practices that one should do to, during this pandemic situation?
Absolutely. First of all, start reading good books. Start reading. I mean, reading helps you. As you know, it is always mentioned. Books are your best friends. You're getting the time. Read good articles, positive articles, not something that creates negative vibes, but something that is to do with your mental health, your self growth. Get into the self growth mode. That this pandemic. When this pandemic gets over, I will emerge out as a better human being. Take it as a mission, no. And when you have that mission in your mind, whatever you will do, you will attract only things. Like even if you're sitting, if you have nothing to do, go to YouTube, put a motivational speaking, or get to learn something new, acquire new skills. Just just say this to yourself that tomorrow I'll be a better version of myself. Day after tomorrow I'll be better version of myself. When you keep repeating this, you will, and just make this mission that once this pandemic gets over, I will come out as a better human being, a person who has more clarity, who is more sorted. And how you can do that? So there are certain techniques I can say. So just like I mentioned, start shifting your words, the choice of words that you do. Also call it affirmations. That your words, your thoughts create your life. So always have positive thoughts. Just intercept, just get analyze what your thoughts are going on. Is it positive, negative? Shall I shift it? Have those positive thoughts. So you will create positive vibrations, and that will in turn create positive life for you. Have that. You can go to YouTube and go to any meditation. Sit for meditation. Begin with 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But meditation is very important. It will help you go deeper into yourself. And this, I know people say this to everybody, but nobody follows it. But we have available. Do the kind of meditation you want. You want a music meditation, you want a guided meditation, you want a mantra meditation. What kind of meditation you want? That is so freely available. We are into that zone. Please meditate. Exercise. When you exercise, you do not realize, but there's so many. There's a dopamine secretion again, which will which will make you happier and brings you to a happy state. Okay, tell me one thing. Does it really happen? Like you were mentioning about lethargy. When you not feel lethargic at all, you feel active. And because what we are doing, we are spending most of our time watching TV, watching series, and just browsing on social media or eating. So we are not doing something productive, and that is the reason we're also facing sleep disorder. We're not getting proper sleep. We're getting sleep deprived, and then our entire routine changes. So get involved into any kind of physical activity, even if it is running, even if it is cricket. Do that. So I think these are certain tips. Apart from that, start using like I say this to myself every time I get into any situation, any challenges. Start looking for specific answers. Like you always Google. We are a generation who Googles everything. So I am also one person. If I get stuck to a problem, okay, how to come out of this situation? You will get 5 articles. Read it. You will understand. You understand the perception. Change your perception. So when you do all these things, you need to work on yourself. So self growth is the first step if you are going towards mental health. You need to start. How can you have a better relationship? I know most of us are stuck in relationships. We do not have good relationships. Work on a relationship. Ask these questions. What better I can do to this relationship? What is wrong? What we do, there will be same argument 10 times. 11 time again we will fall into the same argument. This time shift it. Have different argument. And ask this question, okay, no, every time I do this argument, let me do it this way. Start exploring. So even when your relationships will be sorted, and when you start working on yourself, you have better clarity about yourself. You have better clarity on your relationships as well. So yes, when this is the time you can do all these things. And as I mentioned, Raise your T bar. Start writing. Whenever you write, make sure that your T bar is on the top.
Yeah. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, let's. Just a minute. Ma'am, I would like to ask you that now that there are a lot of tools, as you mentioned, to help them meditate, self-explore, and everything, and still, many people are not sure, where to start, or whether to ask for help or not, or whether that guidance will help them from a coach, from a psychologist, or investing its kind of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, can you please,
All right.
uh, yeah, share your insight?
First of all, break this pattern that you do not need a help. Everybody needs help. I'm a coach. Even I look out to my master coach at times. So it is not that I do not face disappointments, loss, or change. It happens with me. So what do you think? A doctor would not fall sick or what? Even a doctor you fall sick. So I think a coach. There was a research that was conducted by WHO that says that one in every 4 person will go through mental disappointment in their life in some point of time. So take it for granted that you need a coach. Everybody needs a coach. Sachin Tendulkar also needs a coach. Virat Kohli also needs a coach. Everybody needs a coach, right? Now, first get into this pattern that everybody needs a coach, everybody needs a counselor. Even if you feel that you are sorted, they help you to become better version of yourself. They assist you so that you go deeper. If you're not able to self monitor yourself and go deeper into yourself, they definitely give you that assistance that you become better version of yourself. So of course that can be done. Reach out to any coach or counselor. And when it comes to investing money, right now there's so many people who are available. So and they do not even charge you. Reach out to them. It is so easy to reach out to them. At least have that intention that you want to reach out to them. And when you reach out to them, you will actually realize that it is worth having a coach or counselor. Not everybody charges, and we are using social media platform for so many reasons. We can use it for this reason. So take it for granted that everybody needs a coach, and it is always good to reach out to a counselor. A person will always give you a better clarity. So if I ask this question, are you perfect right now? Do you think you are perfect? There is always a scope of improvement, right? There will always be a scope of improvement. Even as a coach, I go out to my fellow coaches. Listen, I'm stuck here. Can you help me out? So there's always a scope of improvement, and you have to identify that and reach out to people. And right now, like with your community, and there's so many communities who are more than happy to offer help free of cost. That yeah, we are psychologists, we are right there, we are counselors, we want to assist people because their mission is also to make a difference. Reach out to them. Absolutely. And you will definitely find change. If you think the activities that I told you, you're not able to initiate that, just get a buddy. Even if you not cannot get a coach, get a buddy, get a friend, ask your friend, okay, you know what? Even as friends, you can be coaches, as friends, you can be counselors. जब कभी प्रॉब्लम है फर्स्ट तो फ्रेंड को ही फोन कर देना यार आई एम स्टक हियर क्या करूं सो इवन दे इन एवरी पर्सन इज अ काउंसलर कोच इन देयर ओन वे every person has life experience and that is what you share. Reach out to a buddy that you be my buddy, you be behind me that I have to do something like this, I have to reach to this goal. So yeah, this is as simple as that.
Yeah. And for those of you who newly joined, ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. So we here at Express Station, we are offering, counseling, and our team is working for more than 2 months now, um, to help anyone who approaches. And yeah, we also have like psychologists on our panel. So feel free to reach out if you know. We can definitely help you find uh, the best suitable person who can help you. That we can definitely help you with. Um, and there are a lot of psychologists, as ma'am just mentioned, who are offering counseling for free. Then on social media, I mean, everyone has the internet, so you don't have to do anything differently. The only thing is that you might have to find a little corner to talk and to have privacy. And I think in this pandemic, everyone would understand that, uh, like
Yeah.
say it, like you have to be around. Okay. Even people, everyone is now understanding that everyone needs some their space, their mental space, their personal space.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone would discourage you from seeking any kind of help. So we all are there now here. And there is um, a lot of psychologists, a lot of students who are offering help. And yeah, it's just you're just one step away from asking for help, and people are eager to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I right, ma'am?
Absolutely, absolutely. There are people who are their purpose is to be there for people, to make a difference. Reach out to them, and of course, you will find a lot of change in you. And so, overall health and well-being require a good balance of mental, physical, social, emotional, and spiritual health. So go on that journey where you are taking care of all these aspects, all these attributes. We are actually working on your mental, your physical, your social bonding with people, your emotions, and your spiritual. That will give you that balance, and will give you that mental stability that you need.
And now, if someone wants to reach out to you, um, uh,
So you can reach out to me on my Facebook page, which is Handwriting Arena, or you can contact me on Instagram, handwriting.divedi. I think I'll just give you. You can just drop into the comment also, and I'll be more than happy to give a handwriting analysis, get your handwriting analyzed, your signature analyzed, understand more about yourself. Yeah. And every day I go live on Instagram and we talk about how daily talks to detox, at how life on various aspects and various attributes of life. So yeah, and that is again for free, so you can always be part of that. Go to some good YouTube videos. You will see that it does make a difference. The only thing you need to start getting into action. You know, most of the time we have brilliant of ideas, but it all remains in here. It does not get implemented. So it is time for you to get into action. When you get into action, things starts moving, and then we will not complain. Why I'm not getting successful. You did not take action. That is why you did not get successful. So indecision is worse than a wrong decision. So whether if your decision is wrong, at least you will have that contentment that I took a decision. Take charge of your life, your happiness, your mental health, your well-being is your responsibility. Take your responsibility. Take that responsibility.
so ma'am, I think that's all the question that I had for you. Um, Yes, so for those of you who joined late or something, I'll just sum it up what ma'am has, said. So first of all, we really need to figure out our emotional strengths,
Yeah.
especially in this pandemic. And uh, you should raise your T bar to
Yes.
increase your self self-esteem. It's a must.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think ma'am could be having many more such tips. So, yeah, I think everyone should check out ma'am's page and, uh, you know, then, yeah, one should definitely look at the approaches like that, feedback that are coming from others. So, whether to take it as a feedback or criticism, it's your decision. So, yeah, you have to make that choice. And then, yeah, like ma'am, you just said that problems versus challenges. So whether you look it as a problem or as a challenges that one has to tackle. And the handwriting is really unique, so one must use it to all our like artist friends. You better, like, it would be really better if you write it with your hands and then post it on social media. I think it will also make your page look much better and personalized if you have your handwritings. And I think people would connect better if you
Yes.
share those personal pieces. Um, yeah, and then yeah, this pandemic is really a great opportunity to self monitor, to have a routine, and to really question yourself what is your life purpose. And yeah, it's great time for couples to understand whether they're focused on each other or they're focused parallelly, like they're going parallelly with their own individual goals or individual focuses. I think it's a great tip for couples to also analyze and understand. I think um, they also can like explore it in some different way now. And yeah, kids are, I mean, as I said, kids are really important. So engaging them in creativity, um, yeah, like the tips that ma'am have given with handwriting tips and also creative activities that are there. Ma'am, I have a question for you. So, do you also teach kids to
Yeah.
improve their handwritings?
Yes, yes. I do teach kids and adults on how to change their handwriting and understand the scientifics of handwriting.
Yeah.
I take regular classes.
I think parents would be really interested
Yeah.
to, do that for their kids.
I'll also share the details. You can post it on your page. If
Yes,
anybody would be interested, they can get in touch with me.
yeah. I'll putting the link out there and yeah, yeah. And yes, you all can like definitely ask us in case you're not able to reach out or anything. We will do that for you. And yes, so being around positive people, having that positive mindset and affirmations are really essential. Yeah, ma'am, is there anything else you want to add?
I think I've covered almost every point. So it's time for you, as I told, take charge of your life. This is a time. I would be happy if this conversation made you work. Think about yourself, and if you're ready to take action, and it starts now. So don't think that I'll be starting it from tomorrow. Take action now. Live in present moment. So right now, if it stuck you, take action. Start writing. Start doing something interesting, and do share your feedback on how you felt the conversation went and what was your takeaway from this conversation. We would be happy to know from you. Right? Till then, on this mental health day, be mentally fit, psychologically fit. When you're fit here, everything else is sorted. So with that note, yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining and sharing your tips. And just like ma'am said, take action, and it's okay if your decision, doesn't turn out as you expected, but it's always better than not taking any decision or not taking any action.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Take action. Even if it goes wrong, you will have that contentment. I took an action. Rather than regretting, should I would have taken an action. Make a choice. What do you want to do? Which category you want to go in? That way.
yes.
Right. So it was wonderful interacting with you. You were an amazing host. Thank you so much. I loved the way you asked me questions, you probed me. Thank you so much. It was wonderful interacting with you and your viewers. Stay in touch and do give us feedback.
Yes, please do give us feedback, and thank you so much again for ma'am for joining us and giving us your time.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Bye.